Last time on the Spotlight, we focused on the frustration surrounding the spread of homeless camps on state land. In particular, the hundreds of tent towns that have sprung up on WSDOT highway right-of-ways. The Ship Canal Bridge camp had gotten so big and so dangerous that the governor stepped in. But even with Inslee's backing, neighbors were told that under the state funding contract for sweeps on WSDOT property, the campers had to be moved to permanent housing, and that could take months. So could that really be true, especially since dozens of temporary shelter beds have been sitting empty all around Seattle? To figure it out, we tracked down the lawmaker who helped write the contract, and he told us those housing officials got it all wrong.
The problem is that even though we've provided the resources, the amount of camps that are actually being physically cleaned up is not happening. And I don't believe it's happening at the level that the people of the state of Washington want or are demanding as these things explode. The most telling statistic is that they've cleaned up maybe 11 or 12 camps, but in that same time frame, over 200, 250 more have shown up. So we're going backwards in this, not forward. As I wrote that original proviso, what it specifically says is that they have to be given alternative forms of housing that are not in the right-of-way, which kind of is silly, but it makes sense, right? And that is shelter, that's congregate shelter, that could be permanent housing. That could be treatment, that could be all sorts of different things that they could use in order to do that. But I think the bottom line is we want to encourage the people to be moved out of these incredibly bad situations into shelter. And from there, if they move to permanent supportive housing or treatment or other pathways to getting them onto the road to recovery or whatever it is, that is the methodology that was always the intent behind this program. And what I'm seeing from what is now happening from the governor's office and others is reactionary. It has to get so bad, right? It has to get so bad where people are getting murdered, where you have the drugs, where you have it affecting communities and schools and everything else, that finally people will rise up and say enough is enough. But we shouldn't be in a reactionary mode when everything was designed to be proactive to get these things taken care of.
Next